Va bene, dai, Danilo, dai, Federico, dai, a Cresta Alta, podcastevolo di più. Dai, Danilo, dai, Federico, dai, a Cresta Alta, podcastevolo di più.
Amiche e amici, ben trovati a Cresta Alta, il podcast di Federico e Danilo Gallinari.
Siamo live con qualcosa di speciale oggi, mi dicono dalla regia.
A very special guest today here with us is the guy who made our intro to the podcast. So great guest. Is here with us, Johan.
I've made a lot of Danilo songs now.
Yes, a lot. And
But
we love all of them too.
The most famous, other than our intro, is which song? Do you know the song? Fede,
Oh yeah,
you know,
your
most
anthem,
famous
the
song
Danilo
on,
Gallinari anthem.
Yeah.
Listen,
good.
connecting to that, how did you come up with that idea, with all of that? Tell me.
I think we can go back and tell the story how I met Danilo the first time, because
There we go.
We have a mutual friend in Jonas Jerebko, and
Mhm.
Jerebko suddenly just told me that Danilo was coming to Stockholm because you like traveling, Danilo. I know that, so I got Danilo's number to just like take care of him one night in Stockholm. And he came with Mitch Poletti, right? That's the name.
Yeah, there was just our guest.
Still follow him on Instagram. And we had a pretty good night in Stockholm. It's a pretty slow night, unfortunately, to be Stockholm. But we still had a good time. And then I remember because Danilo played in Denver during that time.
Yeah.
And he kept saying like, yeah, come to Denver. Doors are open. And we felt like, yeah, we should definitely go sometime. But then you signed with the LA Clippers, and to go to LA is like a regular thing for us. So that was perfect for us. And then I remember I was just driving in the car, and I got this idea that we should make a song for Danilo, because there was some songs for like soccer players. You say soccer in the States.
Yeah.
Football players who had like songs. So I thought maybe Danilo should have a song. And suddenly when I thought about that, that's usually what happens when the best songs come to me. It just popped in my head right away in the car. So I just started singing Danilo Gallinari.
Mamma mia, spettacolo.
So I went home and talked to some of my friends who I make music with, and we made it. And then I remember I asked Danilo about like what could the lyrics be, because I even though I lived in Bergamo for 4 months, I don't speak Italian at all. So I had to ask Danilo for some advice on the lyrics. And I remember I asked if I could sing Grande Dio in Italian. And Danilo said, I think that's a little bit too much.
It might be. Also,
I changed
because
a little bit.
you really gotta say it right, because if you say something wrong and then you say deal,
Yeah.
it's an issue.
Would have been fun if Danilo tricked me, though. I could sing something bad about him, but it was Grande Capo, and I think that fits pretty well. So
No, for sure. It was a great song.
And Jonas Jerebko now lives in Detroit, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. Because
Really?
when I was, when I was last few games that I played in Detroit, Jonas called me and said, "Listen, hey, do you know you have a friend in Detroit?" I was like, "No way,
Yeah.
you live in Detroit? I didn't know." So now, and he came to a couple of games, last few games
nice.
that I played there. He was right behind the bench, so it was the reason why me and John got connected. And honestly, I don't know if you remember, the very first night we went out in Stockholm,
Dolph
we are
Lundgren.
behind. Huh?
Are you gonna tell us about Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
So
fun.
Fede, you don't know. If we say this name, you don't know. But now, when I tell you the story, you're gonna realize who we are talking about. We go for you followers, you have to understand that Johan in Sweden, also in Europe, but especially Sweden, he cannot walk on the streets. He's super famous. People know him, people stop him. He's a superstar. So we go to the club, and of course, everybody knows. We go in the backstage. We go behind the DJ, and
Yeah.
I'm looking downstairs, and I see on the dance floor, I see the one and only Ivan Drago. Do you remember
No,
That's
Ivan
fantastic.
Drago for
no.
Rocky Balboa movies, Rocky
Yeah.
4, and he was right there. So I was like, no way. I come all the way to Stockholm in a club and I see him.
That's crazy. So that means I have to go to Stockholm this summer.
Yeah. I can assure you that if you guys come again to Stockholm, it's going to be better. I'm
Okay.
telling you that right now.
Oh,
So
I'll
you
come
should,
there for a good week. Don't worry.
yeah, you should come visit us on tour actually during the summer. The summer is always the best in Sweden, especially. in
Yes,
Stockholm.
for sure. I would love to because we have some time off from the team and from basketball, so it would definitely be great. But I have a question for you, John, because you have an incredible life story to me. You were a basketball player. You still like to play basketball,
Yes.
but then something changed. So I want to know, like, first of all, where did you play, and how your love for basketball was born, and then we're gonna move on the second part of your life or your career.
Yeah. I went to college in Boston at Northeastern University. I was going to be there for 4 years, but I was there for 1 year, and then in the summer I hurt my foot when I played for the national team in Sweden, and I was it was one of those stress fractures. Is it
Yeah,
called stress? Yeah, it wouldn't heal for like 2.5 years, so I
Wow.
just stayed at home and like rehabbed and tried to make it work, but it took so long time, and but that I always say that that's like the best thing that ever happened to me, because that's when I started doing what I really love to do. I love basketball, but I don't love it as much as I love making music and like comedy stuff. That just comes to me
Uh-huh.
easier, and so then I got back. The foot healed finally after 2.5 years, and I went back to play again. But then I played in like a lower league in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived in Bergamo for 4 months, and also my friend who I make music with now and all the comedy stuff, he came down and played in like a league under me. So
Okay.
we stayed in the same apartment and just hung out and had a lot of fun. But we both wanted to try to see like how it is to live and work as a basketball player before we took
Right.
like the decision to do something else. So that's so after that was like a half a season in Italy, like 4
Mm-hmm.
months, and then after that we just felt like, no, we got to do this. This is more fun. So
Okay.
we started doing that instead, and
So how was your time in Italy? Did you enjoy? You said Bergamo.
I love it. I love Italy. It's great. We also went a lot to Milan. We
Okay.
actually went to like so only like 45 minutes with the train from Bergamo. So
Yeah.
we went to Milan and went to the All-Star game of the Italian league, like
Okay.
called Serie A.
Serie A. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. It was like a dunk contest with James White was in it.
Yes.
So
Oh,
yes.
wow.
he was like
Yes.
also like in his prime dunking. So he did some crazy stuff, and we were there. And then we wanted to go out after, and that's
Wait,
when
was that the contest where he jumped from the free throw line?
yeah.
Is that one, right?
Almost from the elbow.
Yeah.
Like
Crazy.
it was crazy.
He did that, and also between the legs
yeah,
from
yeah,
the. It's crazy.
It was a good dunk contest. And then I remember that was the first time I realized that NBA players, or like top players in any sport, love to party. Because we always thought that people like worked hard and never drink and stuff like that. And then we just me and Chris, we try to go out in Milan. So it's this club Hollywood.
Yeah.
That is still there.
Corso Como.
Still
Yes.
there, still
Okay,
there,
yeah.
still surviving.
Still
Then we
there,
saw
still
some of these guys were like outside smoking cigarettes and like peeing on a I'm not telling you who did it, but some guys in that game lived a difficult, like a very different lifestyle than we thought before.
Yeah,
So that was a good sign, I think.
that's really interesting. That's really interesting. So after that, you went and changed completely your career. How did that start? Because I watch your content and you're funny as hell, bro. Like
Thank
it's
you.
crazy. You
Even
make
though
me
you don't
cry,
understand.
cry laughing. But when I understand, when I don't
Yeah, yeah,
understand, I just follow the
yeah.
video. But how did that start?
So after that Italy trip, we just went home and started making like we the first thing we did was music with like comedy lyrics, and we made videos to it. So and they started growing pretty fast on YouTube and everything. YouTube was already big, but it wasn't as big as it is right now.
Okay.
So we felt we were confident uh, that it would work. So we started making the videos and just releasing them like one every month in the
Okay.
beginning, and pretty fast we started getting like recognized in Stockholm and stuff like that. So and
Okay.
we got our first gigs. Like the music companies came to us and tried to sign us.
Oh
So it
wow,
went pretty fast, and
it's crazy.
we never looked back.
Exactly. But you really have to be consistent though. Like I mean, we do all of this. The podcast is growing, but
Yeah,
consistency is the key.
I
How
know.
can you be so creative? Like, are you the creative one? Is your like the guys is like a common? Everybody trying to put their own like little ideas, or how does it work? Because it's a group of you, right? It's not only you.
Yeah, but it's especially me and the other guy Chris who makes like this thing work creatively. The other guys, one of them, we're just honest, saying that he's just in the band. He doesn't do anything.
you need
So
you
it's like,
need you need some of those too, though.
yeah, we always heard about like Westlife and bands like that who had like one of the singers didn't sing, so the mic
Uh
wasn't even on. So we thought it could be pretty fun if we were honest about that. We just
huh.
have this guy in the band. And then we have the fourth guy who just made a comeback. He left the band for like 3 years.
Okay.
Now he's back, DJ Hunk.
Okay.
So it's gonna go back on tour
Danilo is
this summer.
smiling, so you got some
He's
stories.
my
Huh?
guy. He's my guy. No,
Yeah, yeah.
but Fede, do you know that now those four guys and their friends with John and everything, they like to play basketball in a very special way and in a very special gym. Can you talk to us what? How
I
do you
think I
play
watched some
basketball
videos.
and why?
It's you know when you were young and you played on low rims, like mini
Yeah.
basketball, like indoors and like your home and stuff. That's always the best basketball, we thought. So we're trying to play in a way where everybody can dunk. I mean, I can dunk on a regular rim, but some of the guys can't. So if we all play on low rims, we can just go like an have like an all-star game every Thursday, uh, 3 on 3, dunking on each other.
Uh-huh.
We're dressing up as NBA players. It's just playing with basketball. That's
Hmm.
sort of what it is, and it's a lot of fun. Everyone,
It's
we've had like national team players come join us and play, and they have a lot of fun too.
I
So
oh
think
really?
it could be very good for you, Fede, since you cannot dunk anymore. You used to be able to dunk. Now I don't know what happened to you, but when I came to Detroit, we tried a couple of times, and all of a sudden you can't dunk anymore. I don't know what happened to you. I was very surprised, but in this kind of basketball with the low rims, it's gonna be fun for you too.
yeah,
I can
but
poster some people. I can poster some people, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really it's like all the best things from basketball. No
Hmm.
referees, first of all,
Okay.
that's really good. No, like we don't invite any like bad players who would
Right.
like play dirty or anything like that. We're just friends having fun and sort of just like trying to make highlights on each other.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
it's a lot of fun, and we still play harder than the All Star game. So
Which is great, which is good. All-Star game nowadays is tough to
easy
watch,
to
man.
do, I think.
Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
watch it? Did you watch it this year, John? Or
I
did
did,
you?
but I wish I didn't.
Hey, I think that the best thing to watch was the 3-point contest between
Yeah,
Curry and
yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
yeah, definitely. That was
She was good.
She was incredible. 26.
And then I love how calm Steph was. He was just
Yeah.
He's got that calmness to him that I love so much. He's
Yeah.
just,
He
ju-
can handle
he's-
cameras in a
Yeah.
great way, man. It's not that easy at that level, man.
One thing about the 3-point contest, I always see like all the balls are new. Like, can you
Yeah.
like you want to play with a ball for? This sounds like something else, but you want to play with a basketball for a while before it sort of feels good, and then they just put like all these new balls in the rack. It should be very difficult to.
Yeah, no, I agree because so when we have our guys and we have practice and mind that like we switch our basketballs almost every like month and a half because so many people just use them, but they all hate the new basketballs. They like they're terrible. They're slippery. They're not great.
I know.
So we
don't
usually keep a couple of them. They're older ones, and we use those until the other ones are used enough to be like, okay, now they're good basketballs.
So what happens? What happens in the game then? Do they usually take like a ball that's been played with a little bit, or
Yes, for sure. They usually take the one that is like it's still new, but it's still used a little bit, so players can are able to play with it with no issues. So, like, what's your next? Do you have any next projects that you want to talk about? Do you have anything that you want to share? Do you want to prepare the fans too?
the thing I'm most excited about now is the tour this summer.
Okay.
We recently started working with a new agent who books our calendar for the year.
Okay.
And, he's done a great job for this summer. So actually, this summer is going to be the best summer we've ever had.
Wow.
With this group. So I'm really excited about that. And then we're actually making some songs right now. Just before we got on here, I'm in my closet actually making music.
Oh wow! Because it's a quiet area, right? It's the quietest area, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna release an album actually pretty soon. Danilo, I want to hear about life in with your new team.
Life with the new team is great. I went from losing a lot of games to win a lot of games, so that makes life better. The guys are great. Is I would say a veteran team. So we have a lot of older guys. Me and Brook Lopez are the two oldest guys, still surviving from the 2008 NBA draft. I think we were counting the other days. We have 8 or 9 survivors from that draft still in the NBA today, which is pretty cool. And the guys are great, all great guys, very focused on winning. Everybody is very focused on their role. Everybody knows their role. Of course, I was back in LA, as you know, I was with Doc Rivers already, so it was definitely a big reason why I decided to come here. Is great, and so we came out the All-Star break. We are we're having a good pace, good games. Now we have a back-to-back with the tonight and tomorrow with Charlotte and Chicago, which is always doesn't matter who you play, but it's always tough to play the back-to-backs. And nothing. So it's I love it. Is the fans are great. We the stadium is always packed. It's always nice to play in front of 20,000 people that love their own team. So it's good. I'm very happy.
Sounds great.
The city, Milwaukee is cold. It's cold. It's very cold.
It's very cold.
Like
it's very cold, and it's a very small city, and it's very cold. Yes, but I'm from Detroit. Not a big difference. The weather is pretty similar. So, Detroit is very cold, and Milwaukee is very cold. So, I stay, when you change from city to city, usually they put you in a hotel. So I'm staying in a hotel,
Yeah.
which is next to the arena and next to the facility. So the other day, for the first time, I walked to the game.
Yeah.
And I walked to the facility for practice, which is unusual logistic in the NBA, but it's cool. It's pretty cool. It's the downtown area where actually it's called the Deer District. They just called it the Deer District. It's a very new area in Milwaukee, and they're trying to build a lot of stuff around the area. So it's an area that is growing a lot. So it's nice to see how fast it's growing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm happy to see you with the contender, because it was so unfortunate the thing that happened in Boston there, where you could have been like the missing piece, and then your knee and everything, and then you went to some less contending teams. Let's say. And now you're back. So now
It's the ring
now,
season.
now
Ring
we
season.
are back on the contending side.
Yes.
you can
There
be
we
like
go.
a big X factor in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Looking forward to seeing that.
In the playoff, we are waiting for the Il Quartetto Svedese, for you guys.
Ole.
Oh, yeah.
all,
We should
all
come
of-
over. Yeah.
all of you guys to come over for the playoffs.
Yeah. We have to talk to the DJ also about playing your song.
Yeah, I need to. I haven't met him yet. I've been here for 1 week and I met so many people. I haven't. Maybe I met him and I don't know, but I don't remember. So when I have some time, to spend some time with him, we definitely need to talk about the song.
Yes, 100%. 100%. John, do you have any dates in the USA? This is for me, because if I can come watch, I would love to.
No US tour.
Okay.
But could have been some, like maybe in the LA or something, because there's a lot of Swedes there. We might be able to like do a club show there sometime, but right now it's just in Sweden. So,
Just in Sweden? Okay.
Any girl that you meet in the USA, she knows Johan. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so you know,
Bra,
especially you go to LA. Hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Sweden. Okay, you know Johan for sure. And you know my guy Johan for sure. And they say, oh yes, I love Johan.
Yeah.
We have a dog. We have a dog on the podcast. We have two now, Danilo. We have two.
Yeah.
But that's
I always loved I love how honest Danilo is about stuff. When you ask him about like basketball, because I have some other friends who's played at the high level and in the NBA, but it's always fun to talk to Danilo because he always tells stuff about like his old coaches, and that's a lot of fun. I was thinking about that before we went on today, because I saw a clip where first Carmelo Anthony talked about George Karl, and then Kenyon Martin had like a crazy statement on George Karl. And I remember you liked playing for George Karl, right?
Yeah.
He was a good coach, right?
Very good coach. I actually saw him because his son his assistant coach in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
And so when we just
Karl, right?
Yeah, Kobe Carr, and we recently played against Philly. So I saw Coach Carr in the locker room, and I haven't seen him in years.
Okay.
I talk to him always, but he has a podcast that he does on radio. And he lives in Denver. But I haven't seen him in years, and I saw him, and it was nice to see him after so many years. So.
But you like playing for Doc. Doc, you're back with Doc now, and that's. I remember you played well for the Clippers, so it should be good with him then.
Yeah.
Should be a cakewalk.
He knows what I bring, and I know what he brings, so it's easy to work together.
It's fun to see you play with Giannis also, because I remember we went to a game when you played against him when you were with the Clippers, and you. I remember you played really good defense on him, which is. Fun, because usually like European players, especially white players, get like the reputation that they're bad on defense.
Yeah.
So wait, John, you will be the only one saying that Danilo is good on defense, though.
No, you're good on defense.
Very good. Very
You
good
did
on
a great
defense.
job on Giannis. when we watched.
Finally, somebody that understands basketball. You see?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you did a great job on Giannis. I remember he had trouble, and you're so tall, but you're still quick with your feet. So it looked really good when you play defense on him.
Thank you. I
So,
appreciate you. Finally, somebody that appreciate the
We had to
effort on
wait until
defense.
the last episode to find somebody that said Danilo is a good defender. That's
Because
crazy.
we invite people that don't understand basketball.
Exa- Exactly. John was a Danilo idea to invite. He knows basketball. Makes it.
I remember one time, Danilo, you were in like the locker room talking to some journalists or something, and they said they said something about your defense, and you said, no, watch my stats. I really look forward to watching this playoffs with you. I just remember the first time, like, it's a big thing to just. I remember I had been to some like NBA games before that. You always want to get closer to the game. Like if you're in those big arenas, you got to be close to really enjoy it, I think. And the first time we went over to watch Danilo play, he surprised us the night before the game with these media passes, that we're going to get the media passes. We can walk around in the Staples Center, like down in the tunnel and everything. So I actually met Doc Rivers. He was very nice to us. He was like, hello, guys. That was fun. And walked around. We could go anywhere. And I remember like the PR guy for the Clippers got mad.
Okay.
He lost. He lost Danilo. But the PR guy for the Clippers got mad because we went like too close at a press conference or something.
Okay.
But we could go anywhere with those badges.
They're incredible experiences, especially in the Staples Center. Is like you're doing in a Madison Square Garden. You're doing here in Detroit, it's all right. But Staples Center, Madison Square Garden, these places is really incredible.
Unbelievable. But you work with
the Pistons G League. Yeah.
G-League
So
team.
yeah. So the G League, I'm a player development coach for the G League team. So yep.
That's cool. So you're trying to like make
coach.
strides to coach
We'll see.
higher up, even higher, and do you want to be head coach someday, or just development?
I mean, I want to be around basketball in any kind of way possible that I can. So as of right now, coaching seems like a great path. So we'll see how it goes from here.
Basketball is fantastic. I actually want to coach one day.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
But what age though?
I want to go straight to like adults.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a lot of fun, and but it
100%.
It has to happen like in like I don't know what to say, like let's say I have a kid and he wants to play for a team, and then I coach the men's team on that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Sure, it's a fun job. It's a fun job. I feel like for me, younger players, no, professional, because they all get paid. We all kind of understand. When they're younger ones, it's tough. But yeah, nice. Danny, we have a couple more minutes, so I leave you. It's on you. The last question is on you.
Okay.
The question is, if you need to interview or take somebody to dinner, somebody that is famous or not famous, from the past, from the present, who would you take to dinner or interview?
That's an easy answer. It's always going to be this guy.
Oh,
yeah,
MJ.
I remember Danilo told me about when he met him the first time. That was cool.
We have the same. We would have the same answer.
Yeah.
No one beats the same guy
in anything. Like he's probably the best at everything in the world.
He has no weaknesses.
No weaknesses anywhere. Like people try to find stuff to talk down about him, but it's not gonna bite on me. I'm good.
Is a great pick. He's a great pick, man. He's a great pick.
Fantastic.
Danilo couldn't even talk the first time he saw him. Imagine
I
that.
know. I remember you told me also.
I was so embarrassed. It was an embarrassing moment. When I think about it, I'm like, what was I doing or thinking? It's so bad. But I think that it's normal.
He left Charlotte because he would have been there tonight, maybe. But I'm pretty happy that he sold.
He made a lot of money selling
But I also feel like he should just go around on boats like all day. He shouldn't be in gyms. Go around on boats, smoke that cigar, and enjoy life.
I think he does that. I think he does.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes he had to be in Charlotte for the games.
Right. Well, thank you so much, John. We reached the end of the episode. Make sure you guys leave a comment, you like it, and you share. And until next time.
Ciao ragazzi.
Bye guys. Ciao.
Stai un attimo connesso che facciamo la chiusura. Dobbiamo chiudere la stagione. Ragazzi, intanto siamo arrivati alla 50ª puntata. Grazie a tutti per averci seguito in tutte queste puntate. Se n'è andato via ancora Dani, sta rientrando, esce, rientra, ma non è un problema. Mi raccomando, seguiteci anche per la seconda stagione che inizierà probabilmente tra un paio di mesetti. Adesso ci prendiamo un break. Spero vi sia piaciuto tutto. Il Macete, facci sto saluto anche te finale che si è presentato qui a Detroit. Saluta Macete, saluta.
Ciao ragazzi, ciao, alla prossima stagione.
Esatto.
Se rimaniamo vivi dopo questa settimana a Detroit.
Ciao ragazzi.
Fuori dal blocco prendo la palla, tiro da 3. I due fratelli spiegano il gioco solo per te. Apri le ali a testa alta, segui il podcast. Gallina a cresta alta, questo è il podcast.